Okay, so you find yourself coming down to one of the final holes in the match. You're faced with a very straightforward chip shot, and you do one of these. I hate that. I cannot stand chunking the ball, and much less a chip where you're so close to the green. If I hit one chunk shot, I feel like it runs my whole week. So I know there's those of you out there who are struggling with this, and I'm gonna go over the 3 most common keys to fixing these chunks and getting you hitting more crisp, clean chip shots every time so you can seal the deal and start winning more money off your friends. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so you've been chunking some chips. It's very, very frustrating, and it's really caused from one thing. All chunk shots are caused from one root cause, and that's coming down in too steeply to this ball. So what I mean by too steep is that your club is coming down very vertically into this ball, and then a lot of other things happen as a byproduct of that. Maybe it's a little bit of a flip, so you try not to chunk it, and then you flip at the last second. But a flip itself is not actually the cause of these chunk shots. It's more of a result. It's a compensation so that you can actually hit some decent shots because your body senses that you're coming down in too steep. So let's go over the 3 main things we need to cause to shallow out that swing path. We'll get rid of the flip, we'll get rid of all that other stuff when we do this properly. So the first thing I see most people doing is they have the ball too far back in their stance. Now, in my swing, all swings in golf, I want this club to ground out underneath my left shoulder. That's going to be the longest point of my swing. You can imagine the swing is a big circle, and the bottom of that arc is under my left shoulder. I want that to be like that for every shot that I hit in golf. So now all of a sudden you've been told you're chunking, get it farther back in your stance, and you start to move the ball way back here. The bottom of my swing arc is way up here, where it should be way up here. And now my ball is so far back that I have to chop down into it to keep from, just missing it altogether. If I swing and let my swing bottom out where it should, I'm gonna miss that ball altogether. So I gotta chop down into it, and then as I chop down into it, I'm starting to come in too steep, and what do I do at the bottom to compensate for being too steep? I get the flip. That's where the flip comes from. So the first thing you have to do to get this correct is I gotta get this ball in the proper position. So the bottom of my swing arc is basically under my left ankle. I wanna put this ball about 3 or 4 inches behind that, so that now I can come down and through. I'm still going to be hitting down and through the ball, but a nice shallow angle of attack, so I'm not chopping down into it. That's the first key, is to get the ball in the proper position, which is 3 or 4 inches behind your left ankle. Now the second thing I want to talk about is getting too much forward shaft lean. That's another thing you'll hear a lot of times where you say, well, if you're chunking it, you need more forward shaft lean. So you see people that get the club way up here now, and the shaft is really, really leaning forward. Now what that does is that exposes the leading edge of the club. So the leading edge is this piece right here on the front of the club. And as I lean my shaft forward, now that's exposed, and I'm taking off all the bounce from this club. So I do want some forward shaft lean, but a very small amount. I only want a few degrees. So if this is vertical, I would recommend maybe 4 or 5 degrees leaning forward. That's about all we want. So we do want that shaft leaning forward. We do want to be coming down and through the ball, but for it to be very shallow and consistent as opposed to being very steep and inconsistent. All right, now the last piece to help solidify keeping that flip from coming back into the swing. Now you have the ability, through proper ball position and the proper forward shaft lean, you have the ability to hit it clean, but to really make sure that we're going to get rid of that flip once and for all and stop chunking these shots, the last thing I want you to do is on these chip shots, keep the logo of your glove going toward the target, and I want that to be nice and flat. So as I'm finishing my swing here, my left wrist is nice and flat, and I haven't let that break down at all. So I don't want to see any of this, which would be me breaking down that left wrist. So if I put all 3 of these together, 1, proper ball position, 3 or 4 inches behind your left ankle. 2, just a little bit of forward shaft lean. And then 3, I'm going to keep that left wrist nice and flat. I'll get some good, consistent chip shots, and you'll start taking more money off your friends. I guarantee it, 100%, no money back guarantee. I'm just kidding. So take that advice, stop chunking those chips. It'll become way easier, and I will see you guys soon. Good luck with your golf game. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did like this video, be sure to click the like button below or post your comments. Any questions you guys have relating to golf, I'll try to get to each and every one of those and answer as many as I can. And as a bonus to you guys, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to attach the proper chip shot setup. And we're going to walk you through not only where to put the ball, how to position your body, how to position the hands and arms and all that, and go much more into detail than I did here on how to set up properly for your chip shots. And that preview is going to start in just 1 second. I'm going to play a few seconds of that video. If you want to watch the entire thing, go ahead and click the link in the bottom right or in the description, and that'll take you to a place where you can sign up for your free Rotary Swing membership. You'll be able to watch that entire video, plus you'll get about 4 hours of bonus instruction going over all aspects of the game. So it's a no-brainer. Sign up for your free membership. You're going to get all kinds of great instruction that's never going to cost you a dime. So I look forward to seeing you guys much more in the future. Good luck with your golf game, and I'll see you soon. In order to become a really good chipper, we need to first understand what exactly a chip shot is. So how does a chip shot differ from a pitch? And a lot of people use the two terms interchangeably. So they say they hit a chip or a pitch, and it really means the same thing. And there is a bit of difference, and it's important to know. It's not just a chip shot lands on the front of the green and rolls back to the hole. That's the result, but what do we do with our body, and how do we use the club to get consistent chip shots? And what we're doing with a chip, or how I classify a chip shot, define a chip shot, is anytime we're going to de-loft the club and then come down on a descending blow and hit the ball first. So when we de-loft this club, we're actually taking away bounce, and we use bounce.